Hello everyone. Today we're talking about a security breach that was already discovered in 2020, but the article about it appeared last month. I found it interesting enough to make a video about it, and I will link the article in the description of the video. In short, a Chinese hacker collective called Chimera hacked a Dutch company called NXP. In order to gain access, the hackers used compromised employee accounts. They were able to access the company's network for over 2 years. NXP is a major company that produces semiconductors for example, public transportation in the Netherlands, but more critically, they also produce secure elements for Apple Pay. The company stated that the breach was not severe, which means that they claim that nothing serious has been stolen, and what has been stolen is too complex for the hackers to do anything with it. We're talking about Chinese hackers, of course, so they're also probably or most likely state-sponsored, meaning the Chinese government can hopefully not do anything with these blueprints. The company, however, apparently did not really mess up. I mean, they did mess up, and I'll come to this at the end of the video, but on first glance, I mean, they didn't really do much wrong. They had multi-factor authentication in place, which I always say, and you hear all the time, that this is actually best practice to use MFA. However, it's not a silver bullet, and it can be bypassed. And the hackers bypassed it by employing SIM swapping and brute forcing the passwords. So it was not just brute forcing, they also were helped by previous data breaches that exposed user accounts of that company from LinkedIn or Facebook. The attackers logged into the NXP's network to steal data every 2 weeks or so. So the hackers were really patient and didn't overdo it to not cause any alarm. They were only discovered because of a similar attack at another Dutch company which showed NXP's IP in their logs. Only then did the IT security team of NXP, if it even existed back then, check their logs for suspicious traffic. The reason the authorities suspect Chimera, a Chinese hacking group, is primarily the use of the Chimera hacker tool. Also, the logs show that the files were stolen at typical Chinese working hours, including, yes, lunch breaks, and they did not work on Sundays. So the key takeaways and why I found it important to make this video is that mobile phone MFA is not good enough. You need hardware tokens-based MFA in order to really enjoy MFA security. Mobile phones are not secure. You need someone who checks the logs. It would be very curious to see someone download files at hours in which all of your regular employees are asleep. Also, check public data breaches. If any of your employees or your company's domain is within this breach, force your employees to change their passwords immediately. And also, of course, check if the password is not the same as the one in the breach. Also, another best practice for passwords, check whether the new password they've chosen is in any breach of any account, because as soon as a password is in a breach, it's in word lists and hackers can use this in dictionary attacks. So that's it from my side. I hope you enjoyed this video about a really curious attack, and remember the takeaways. Until next time, stay safe.